Hey everyone, I'm going to make a small video explaining how to get your assets into Unreal Engine and in general a little bit on how to get started in Unreal Engine. And today we're going to port this AK Fire Serpent from Blender into Unreal Engine. And also I'm going to show you how you can do all of the stuff in Unreal Engine with two paid assets, which are unfortunately not available for free. But I still highly advise buying at least one of them, which is the sticker asset, because as you can see the holo effect works really well and you can simply select those without any problems, while I don't know how you can port them from Blender into Unreal Engine. So I'm just going to show you regular Hellraisers in foil, paper, whatever. So first of all, I'm going to start with the basics. This is kind of what it should look like for you if you open Unreal Engine for the first time. I'm just going to explain all of these things and how the general viewport works. So first of all, we have these four kind of modes, and each of them represent either moving, rotating, or scaling. So in Unreal Engine, you don't do it like in Blender. You have these arrows, and basically what you can already see, because I have this thing activated, it will snap to these small steps, which I don't want, so I turn this off. And the same goes for scale and rotation, and those as well. So if you press W on the keyboard, you're going to move your items around. With E, you can rotate your items, and with R, you're going to scale your items. This might be a little bit confusing in the beginning, but you will get used to it eventually. And yeah, as you can see now, we have the X and Y axis, and the item will move on those. If I now rotate this and enable the local mode, it will move on the local X and Y axis, so of the object. So I can turn this around and it will be much more easy for me to adjust the rotation and stuff like that. Up here you have your camera speed, and depending on how big your scene is, you want to turn this down to something really low. If you do something like close-ups of skins, you should turn it to 1. So yeah, those are the very basics on how you control everything. If you wonder how I move around, you just press right click on your mouse and then you use AWSD to go wherever you want, so it's really intuitive. And as well, you can use Q and E to go up or down. Okay, now that we have those basics covered, I'm going to show you the outliner. It is basically the same thing as in Blender. You have all these little things and all your objects are listed here. You can select them and do whatever. And also the biggest difference is the content drawer, because in here you're going to have all your files imported, and this content folder is an actual folder in your on your drive. So always keep that in mind, because if you fill this up with a lot of assets and stuff, the folder will also grow. Basically, that is the very basic stuff. So for now, let me just move this over and we're going to create one of the AKs from scratch. First of all, you're going to need to download this UE5 project file from the Adenex Discord. I'm gonna link his YouTube below, where you can find all his links. What this will do for us is that usually in Blender you have multiple files, but in Unreal Engine it is smarter if you do one file, and in this one file you do all your projects. So in my case, I did like my last 5, 6, 7 renders in this one file, in order to save space, because I don't need to import the assets all over again. So download this project file, and in this project file you have all kinds of things included. You have many plugins he made, you have widgets he made, you have all the textures from CSGO decompiled, you have the CSGO models decompiled, everything ready to go, set up. And therefore you definitely should download this. It is a very large file already, and therefore don't do this if you just want to try it out. If you just want to try it out, just follow the step I show after in like a couple of minutes, because this is really quick. Once you have this, just open it up, create a new level. Up here, new level, go to empty level. Let's just save this one. And in here, first things first, obviously we can't see anything since it's black, we have no lights. So first of all, we go to Environment Light Mixer and just click all of these buttons up here. So we have this very nice sky atmosphere set up. Then we select all those, move them a little bit down so we don't in the way later. And on here, on the quickly add to the project, we just choose a plane. And then in the details panel up here, we're going to reset its location. And then we zoom in to the location we want it to be, scale it up a little. And now we can already start importing. So let's just go into Assets, Weapons, and Rifle. Again, this folder is included in the file from Adenex. So open up the V5 AK Sculptor Mesh. So it's important that it's this one. Move it up. And then we can just turn around so we can see the side with stickers and name tag. So this is the first step done. We have the AK on Unreal Engine, which is already looking good. Next thing is we're going to use the widgets. One of the widgets also in this Discord can be found here, the attachment widget. And we're going to right click and run editor utility widget. So now, depending on what you need, you're selecting the things you want, in my case everything, except the name tag maybe, and then just select our AK and press go. Now this might take a second, depending on how often you do it. This loads longer or is a little bit quicker, but for now I can't press anything, so just sit tight. And afterwards we're going to do all the texturing. If you're wondering where you can find all this stuff, as I said, I'm gonna link Adenex YouTube down below. And here you can find all these links. So for example, his boosty, where you can buy the assets. For example, the sticker texture with this very nice holo animation, which we want, since it is basically a one-to-one translation from CSGO. Okay, so our stickers have loaded. And we're going to next open up the CSGO Skins Manager. You don't have to do this. As I said, this is one of the widgets that costs you actual money. So around 20 bucks. If you really need it is a question of how often you're planning to use Unreal. If you just want to try it out, you don't need to buy it. But the sticker add-on I either way advise, because it's like, as I said, $6. It's definitely worth it. So we want a fire serpent, so we select it and wait for it to load. But for some reason it doesn't. We're still gonna press bake. Usually it should show you the skin texture right here. We then open up our AK, and right here we're going to search for Fire Serpent and select the correct material. It should be one of those, and there you go. So now we have the AK textured. We can of course adjust all this later, but for now let's just do a rough draft of this. Now to the stickers. You have also, if you bought the master material for the stickers, as you can see I already did a lot of them, but I'm going to show you again nevertheless. You have this master CSGO stickers, and you're going to create a material instance of this and name it whatever you want. In our case, whatever sticker we want to take, we name it. So let's just take a random sticker that comes to mind. LGB Kato 14, for example. And then we open this up by double clicking. And now we can select over here the holo lenticular, check both boxes and select all those things. And search for sticker, or just search for LGB. Then we have to see the 2014 stickers usually have sticker underscore in front of them, so this is the correct one. And then we just go sticker LGB again to get the holo mask. And the LGB uses the holo warp red, I believe, so we just use holo warp red, type it in and click on it. And there you go. Now you just press save. You can close this again. And now is a good point to save everything, because in Unreal Engine you always just save whatever you're editing right now. So you can see down here, free unsaved. So we just want to press Shift, Control and S, so it saves everything. So now it asks us to save this level we just created. We're just going to call it tutorial AK. And then we have everything saved. So now we go back into the content drawer and find our sticker, wherever it is. So in my case, it's the LGB Kato 14. And I just drag and drop it onto the AK, onto these gray materials. And there you go. Now we have it set up fully. It is the original holo effect from CSGO, all working in a couple of minutes, not long. So, but what if you don't want to buy both of these things, or at least not the skins manager? In that case, what you're going to do is open up Blender. And in Blender, we're simply gonna import the gun using the CSDin plugin or whatever method you want to use to import it. If you don't know how to use Blender and how to import assets into Blender for CSGO, check out their Discord. I'm gonna as well link their Twitter down below, and there you can find the Discord. And also maybe just link the Discord down below, we will see. And check out all of these guides in case you're really new. And if you have any questions and you don't get any answer from here, don't be shy to ask in Blender help or art help in general. You can also tag me if there's any issue with Unreal Engine, and I'm going to try to help you. So yeah, first things first, of course, obviously open the plugin and spawn the AK. And what you want to do now is select everything, highlight the AK and press Ctrl J. But in case you want to add more detail to it, like separate the wood and the metal into different materials, so one is rough and one is metallic, you can do the step as well of just selecting the wood parts with L on your keyboard, just clicking on them, creating a new material, taking the default material the AK also has, so in this case AK-47, and pressing assign. Then you just press this little duplication button up here and give it whatever name you want. In this case it's AK-47 wood, so we know what it is in the end, and that's it. Now make sure that it is just one object by moving it around, and then you go to export as FBX and put it into a folder where you can find it later on. So I'm just gonna name it AK-47 tutorial. You can already see I did this a couple of times. And then go into Unreal, and basically now we can already import it. So I always have a folder called imports, and for this one I'm just going to use the tutorial import folder and import, so it should be up here, AK-47 tutorial, and press import all. You can close this, and then we're going to see that it has imported all the materials and the AK as a mesh we want. And now we are going to make this much smaller. I usually use something like 0.06, but as you can see, it can even be a little bit smaller than that. And now you can start texturing. So as you can see right now, everything is white for some reason. And that is because Unreal Engine and Blender can't really communicate the textures clearly. We're going to solve this in way less than 10 minutes. So first of all, we of course have to import our skin. So wherever you get your texture from, import it. So in my case, I downloaded it from karambit.gg and import that. Now we also need, since it is that Trak, this little module. And if you don't know how to get this texture, the way I did it is just select one, the one in here which is textured, this material on the AK, go into texture paint, in view, and click on image, save as. And then you can just select any folder you like, where you will find it again, name it however you want. And from there, go into Unreal Engine, import, find it and import it. So for me it's here, and then you have this imported as well. Now we only need the sticker, and the sticker, just like everything else, go into your folder and import. And there you go. That's already the vast majority of the job done. What you're going to do now is work through all of these materials. So first of all, we want to start with the AK. So open this up, you can delete everything here and move this to the side a little and open your content drawer and drag in your fire serpent texture. Just drag and drop, connect it to base color, And if you press apply now up here, you're already going to see the fire serpent in Unreal. Now we can adjust it because you can see there are no numbers like in Blender. We can adjust it by just pressing S and left click and creating a parameter. And this basically now gives us the option to set any value. So we're going to take 0.7 for example and put it in metallic. And if we now save this file or apply it, you're going to see a change. And you can do this with every value. So just create some parameters by pressing S and left click, roughness, and we don't need a third one actually. Put it something like 0.4, save it, and then you can close it and have the adjusted material. Now next is one of the stickers. Again, open it up, delete the default white color, go into your content drawer and find your sticker. So in my case it's here, drag it in and plug it into the base color. So, but now you notice, okay, but the background isn't invisible. So it shouldn't have this red area here. If I save this now and were to apply it to my, where is it there? To one of my stickers, you can see that there is a background which we obviously don't want. So in order to fix this, you have to click onto your material and select in blend mode masked and connect the alpha to the opacity mask. If you save now, you're going to see that too much disappeared, which is completely fine. And because we can easily fix it by just adding in a multiply node, right click and type in multiply, drag it in, connect alpha and this to the opacity mask, and press, of course, change the value to 3, save, and now you're going to have the sticker like you wanted. Now the same thing as with the AK, I'm going to tweak this a little bit, just it looks nice, just for it to look a little bit nicer. So 0.7 and a really low roughness, something like 0.3, even less, 0.2. Save it, and there you go. And we can save a lot of time now, because since it's the same sticker 4 times, I'm just going to take this, drag and drop it onto the others as well. And there you go. You have the stickers finished as well. Now you just do this with the rest as well. The AK wood. Again, delete those 2 textures. Drag in your fire serpent texture, base color. And this time we want the roughness to be higher and the specular to be lower. So we put the roughness to something like 0.6 and the specular to 0.2. Save. And that's done as well. There you go. One final thing, the Trak module, of course, you can see they're all still white. Double click, delete, and if you now import this texture like everything else and connect it to the base color and press save, you see the issue we have now is that it shows 4 numbers and not one big number like we wanted to. And that is because this texture, as you can see here, includes all of the numbers. So how do we fix it? By tiling it. And how do we tile it? Simply by importing an Unreal Quick Bridge item. So it can be anything. Usually you can just take any material right here, click on download after you signed in, click on download, and then press this button. This should be blue, add, and it will be in your project file. And from there on, if you did this, you can open up this material again, and you should be able to type in right click mf underscore tiling. And there you go, there we have it. You just plug in the result into the UV and you save this. So basically what this is kind of a parent material. So because the way we are going to use this is we are going to create a material instance from this material that we just created. And for example, we can call this digit 1 now, or let's do digit 6, since that is the one we're looking for. Double click and you will see a different menu. Since this is an instance, you just have all these parameter settings. And what you want to do in this case is press tiling offset yes, open this up, and set the tiling on X to 0.1. So you can already see now we have only one number on here, and then set the offset on X to be whatever number you want. So for example, we want 0.6 since we want a 6. And then you just press save again, close this, and you take your digits and drag and drop them onto all the different slots of your static module. And after we've finished that, we can go again into our parent material and also drag the RGB into the emissive color, since the static in itself is like a little screen. And there you go, we're finished. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. And if you like the video, I will probably make more videos like this in the future if there's an interest for it. And yeah, follow my Twitter, that's where I'm active mostly and post all my stuff. And if you make anything, you can also tag me or DM me or do whatever. I'm pretty open to helping you guys out. And yeah, that is it with the video. If it was helpful, I'd appreciate a like. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Ciao, ciao.